Welcome to 5 Minutes with Conor. I'm Conor Smith, and today we're jumping in with another successful entrepreneur. Whether you're tackling operational challenges, technical, marketing, or sales, every small business has a unique journey. Today, I'm excited to share with you and learn a little bit more about Tim Golden. Tim is the founder and CEO of Compliance Scorecard, which is a GRC. Many of you probably don't even know what a GRC is, but if you're in the MSP industry, you do, and Tim's going to explain a little bit more about it. So, Tim, welcome.
Thanks, Connor. Glad to be here. Yeah, for us in the compliance space, we live in those mouthful of acronyms. GRC, right. Governance, risk, and compliance. Basically, you or your business needing to be able to comply with the rules, regulations, laws. Maybe you've heard of HIPAA, the healthcare protection, right? Yet another mouthful of acronyms. But yes, I'm Tim Golden, founder and CEO of Compliance Scorecard, where we help MSPs have the risk conversation with their customers. Really excited to be here, Connor. Looking forward to kind of diving right in and, chit-chatting along the way.
Yeah, you bet. Well, Tim, just tell us a little bit, about the business. People understand the industry, and thank you for that wonderful industry or intro. But you've got a technology, you've got a platform. Who all is using it, and what breadth of industries do you cover?
Yeah. So for those in the audience that are listening, an MSP or a managed service provider, what you might call your IT company, those that work alongside you as a small business providing IT services. So Compliance Scorecard is a platform, a web-based application, or a SaaS, software as a service application for MSPs to be able to manage compliance, understand policies and procedures, rolling things out, and working with their small businesses to make risk-based decisions that are in regards to frameworks or controls or things that you need to comply with along the way. For example, if you're a healthcare organization, you've probably heard of HIPAA. So in order to be HIPAA, you need to be able to follow a bunch of individual questions, controls, and things like that. We work with the MSP to allow them to facilitate that work side by side with their customers, to be able to answer their questions, provide the evidence, do policies and procedures, and all that fun stuff to make sure you are actually in compliance with the rules and regulations and laws that you need to apply to.
Yeah, and just speaking real quickly, as an MSP is one of the things that I do. It's complicated. There's many different businesses and industries that we work in. There's many different regulations, and you really need this GRC type technology to help organize, manage, and just have the discipline and structure around it. So it was very difficult using Excel and those types of things before tools like yours existed.
Well, it's interesting that you say Excel, right? Because, when I first got into this space as an, IT service provider way back 20 plus years ago, the list of items that we needed to adhere to, the questions, the are you doing it or not doing it, NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology, 853 was the framework. You might have heard of it as FedRAMP. That version 3 at the time was only in PDF format. In my coding years.
Friendly.
Well, I look at if it is an Excel document that I'm building a database, putting a web front end on it, and managing it through a web interface, because as much as Excel can be helpful, it does have a lot of limitations, especially around the 255 character limit. So when I'm trying to write, this is how we do this thing, and I hit 255 characters, the Excel document starts to blow up. Hence why we build a web application, why you can do it all in there. And as an MSP, now with a SaaS application, it allows you to do that work at scale and efficiently. And then we monitor the controls. Now we're on version 5. You don't need to know what the difference between version 3, version 4, and version. We do that for you and help you walk through that as an MSP. That's part of one of the things is, we maintain the controls list as they come out and be able to make sure you're on the most recent version and getting out of what I like to call Excel hell.
Excel hell is a terrible place to be. Let's take a shift and really just kind of talk more about your journey as an entrepreneur. Share with the audience what do you consider to be your greatest accomplishment so far?
In addition to my family, in addition to raising 2 great children and now 2 amazing grandchildren, as far as business, I think it's always hard to say my greatest accomplishment because it always feels a little bit like bragging or boasting. But I would say the ability for me to be able to hear from my team, grow and build and provide them the tools and support they need to be successful in doing their work, and actually being able to make real personal change as our team works together and realize, oh, I guess I didn't realize I did that. Let me learn from that and move in a different direction. I'll leave this little anecdote and we can kind of move on, which is one of the biggest challenges as any entrepreneur will probably experience, and I know I do dozens of times a day, which is leading through that emotion as opposed to leading with that emotion. As business owners, as entrepreneurs, we're bombarded all the time. And sometimes we get knee-jerk reactions and blurt things out or do things we probably shouldn't, which means I should learn, and I am learning minute by minute, day by day, how to lead through that emotion instead of leading with it.
Easier said than done. I had one of those events just a couple of weeks ago, so I know exactly what you're talking about, Tim. Mm-hmm. Success. Everybody
about every day for me at the
moment. Success is defined so many different ways, but what does it mean to you?
Yeah, so when you think about success, a lot of people look at like, oh my gosh, I have millions of followers. I got a $1 billion, investment. I have thousands of people on our team, right? So from that business perspective, all that financial component, for me personally, I define success as, are our people taken care of? Are our partners or MSPs have what they need? Is my family and our kids and grandkids and extended family, are they safe? Are they sound? Do they have the things that they need to be able to live the life they want to live, which might not necessarily be an exuberant, $1 million, Richie, whatever, but to be able to live a life, that can support the lifestyle they want to live. That is success to me.
Well, and I think that, it's a big part of why people build their businesses is so that it impacts, all of those people and creates bigger futures for them. An important lesson that you've learned over your career that you'd like to share with the audience?
Don't be the smartest person in the room. Leave and check your ego at the door, but instead surround yourself with the smartest people in the world, right? It isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about surrounding yourself with those that are smarter than you, that know deeper things than you, that can help you as an individual grow, be challenged, and succeed. So check your ego at the door, surround yourself with really smart people, be willing and able to hear from those really smart people, to be able to learn, grow, so everybody can succeed and we're all better together.
Like Tim said, success in business is so much more than money. It's about growth, perseverance, and faith in something so much greater than yourself. I look forward to sharing more journeys like this on the next 5 minutes with Conor. Tim, thanks so much for being here.
Conor, thank you so much for the opportunity to just connect and chat with you, and God bless. And I'm really excited to see the next growth in your stage, Conor, and where you're headed and what you've got going on there as well.
Thanks, Tim. God's blessing to you as well.
Marketing is really hard for people. It's intangible, it's expensive, it doesn't make sense. Small businesses struggle with it. And ultimately, we try and help people make it make sense and produce good return on investments for them. If you can get people out of the complexities and really just help them with their story, their brand, and then truly moving off of that stuff into things that actually generate leads for them, that's what they're looking for.